Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Creative Chaos. My name is Hunter Ezell, and I'm here in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. I've lived there my whole life, and we've been going 23 episodes strong, and I thought to myself, let's start putting myself in different scenarios for a couple episodes from here on out. We're going to shape it up. Today, I'm sitting in a tattoo chair with one of my lifelong buds, dude. I've been tattooed by this guy since like what, man? I want to say maybe 2016. 95% of the tattoos on my body are done by my guest today. I have Mr. Drew Godsey. What's up, dog?
What's up, y'all? How you doing today?
Oh, dog. This guy's my brother, and he's literally going to tattoo me on the podcast, and we're going to chop it up. You ready to get up?
Yes, sir. All day, every day.
Come on, dog. So, dude, how long you been tattooing?
Let's see. I've been tattooing about 13 years now.
Yeah.
Hard to believe. Feels
What
like
got you into it?
I've been doing art my whole life. Started when I was 5. Took private art lessons, gave private art lessons. Went to art school. I've always been kind of attracted to tattooing. Never thought I would be able to get into it. Went for a couple of apprenticeships when I was younger. Got denied, and an opportunity with Tyler, other gentleman in here, back in Johnson City. He gave me the opportunity, just started and haven't looked back.
Dude, that's awesome. Well, I know a lot of people in town, they really admire your craft and the way that you, like, tattoo, and, like, y'all are steady booked up, dude.
We do. We stay real busy, and I really appreciate that. We definitely try to provide a good service for everybody. Everybody deserves to get good tattoos.
So, whenever you, like, were you, like, doing certain styles whenever you first got started, or what?
When I very first started, I did what would be considered new school nowadays. Kind of cartoony. It's very, very different than what I do now. Started with new school, went to neo-trad, and I really started doing a lot of black and gray when I first moved to Hopkinsville back in 2015.
So, like, a lot of people, for people that don't have, like my wife, for instance, you know, I think I've got maybe like 35 tattoos. My wife has none. But for people that don't know, like, the different styles of tattoos, give me a short list of those that you, like, specialize in.
Specialties, I do a lot of, like, more of what I would consider neo-realistic black and gray, so it's just realism aspects mixed with a specific type of drawing, so a little bit more simple, so they'll look better over time.
Yeah.
Neo-traditional, a lot of color, different variations in line weight. But I do a little bit of everything, but those two are like my real specialty.
Freaking bananas. I know you talking about realism and stuff like that. I'll never forget, you saved me from this disaster piece right here.
Oh, that was fun, man.
I always tell people, I was like, yeah, I had Drew crushing my cuticles. It was real fun. I just, you know, I've gotten to the point, I don't really, everybody, they always look at me and they're like, so what do all your tattoos mean? And I'm like, dude, I'm of this certain, like, wavelength that I don't really think my tattoos have to have some kind of specific story, but I definitely feel like, you know, they hold some weight to me. Not everything has to have a book-long meaning behind it, you know.
Absolutely. I agree. Being on the other side of tattooing, when I first started, I first started getting tattooed, there was stuff with meaning. Now I get stuff that I like or stuff that I think is funny or cool, and I think that has just as much meaning as something like really deep nowadays, to me especially.
What was the first tattoo you got?
I got a cross on my arm over here on my right shoulder. This is for my brother. It's actually in the process of being covered up because I've got one on my head for him now.
It's always funny. I, too, had a cross on my neck, and you actually covered it up, and my mom, whenever I got it, I don't think I ever told you this story. My mom, I had a cross on my neck. It was the first tattoo I ever got. And my mom, she saw that like I got this bird on the side of my neck over it, and she was like, "Do you not believe in God anymore?" I was like, "Mama, I just got it covered up." You know, I mean, shout out to the folks that did it, but I'm just like, I've got all these other crazy tattoos, and I got something that really hasn't it hasn't held up.
Absolutely.
So do you do a lot of cover-ups?
I do a tremendous amount. I used to do probably 2 to 3 a week, if not a little bit more. Now, about the same, from like 1 to 2 a week. Now, when I'm in Johnson City at the other shop, the shop that I own down there, I do probably 1 to 2 a week, and then I'll do 1 or 2 when I'm up here.
So like, are the majority of these cover-ups just like people who just hated what they got, or it was done like not too well, or what is like the general consensus?
Kind of a combination of both. A lot of like really poorly done things, or kind of spur of the moment decision tattoos. If you're gonna get tattooed, if you know you're not, if you can't tell if you're gonna like it or not within a couple of years, don't get it.
That's Logan's predominant reason why she has not gotten a tattoo yet, is she was like, I feel like I would grow out of like loving a tattoo, and she would like, I would probably want to move it or something, and I'm just like, see, you know, like people are like, oh, what does that feel like? I was like, it doesn't feel like anything. Like, it's your skin.
Yep, we're just going 2 layers down, so we're just right underneath the surface.
So, like, whenever I initially got my hand done, though, I remember whenever it was healing, it healed crazy. Like, the tattoo was, like, coming off. So I had to call you up. I was like, hey, baby, I need you to drill into me. Out of context, that sounds absolutely wild. But why would that happen, though? If it was, like, completely just, like, filling off, they didn't go through the first layer all the way?
So most of the time, it's either, like, misappropriation of, like, equipment for what the job is, because there are very different styles and very different machines for different styles, and like how the skin is. Hands, feet, all that stuff are pretty tricky just because your skin regenerates so fast. So if you don't like meticulously kind of go slow and not over damage the skin or just rush through it, it'll never stay.
I was going through Greece. I'll put a photo right here so y'all can look at this. I was going through Greece, and all these Greek folk were like, oh my gosh, that's cool. And it literally looked like I had a crazy sunburn. And
It was pretty light. It was pretty light.
it was peeling like crazy. But you mentioned you had another shop in Johnson City. Tell me about that.
Sure do. I opened it back up in March. I moved back to East Tennessee at the end of 22. I still travel up here every other month. But I opened it up out of not planned, but it just kind of happened, and it's been really good so far.
I mean, the best things that happen really just come to you spur of the moment. Was that just one of the things that it just like fell into your lap and you decided to go through with it?
It did. It was right after my mom had passed away. Rest in peace. I was in the throes of deciding on whether I was going to move back here or stay there. And my twin sister got diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. So I knew I was going to stay there, and I just got offered a building and just took it and ran with it.
Just went after it. I saw a quote from a guy a couple days ago. He said, some of the most incredible parts of my life happened on the other side of like adversity and like tragedy and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And that really sticks with me. And, you know, I mean, I think the things that happen to us in our life, I really feel like we grow and we learn from those, and then you take those lessons and you just create something beautiful, and I think that's what you've done.
Absolutely. When you battle the most is when opportunity generally seems to skim by because people are focused on the bad and not what could be good coming out of the situation. And it's tough. It's very tough to be dealing with, you know, heartbreak or sadness, depression, any sort of thing like that, just because everything kind of goes out to the wayside. But sometimes you just kind of have to take a deep breath, center yourself, and really look at the situation for what it is. You know, take it time by time, day by day, and you know, make something productive out of it. And that's very difficult, but you can do it.
I mean, like, look at what you've done, dude. You got two, like, well-established, like, tattoo shops in the region. Everybody knows Drew and Tyler and Austin, bro, here in town. Everybody know them boys.
Love them to death, man. Town's finest.
I know literally, like, if you ain't getting tatted by my boys, what you doing? But what's the craziest tattoo you've ever done?
Oh, man. I'm in the process of a couple of bodysuits. There's been some pretty wild stuff. Some inappropriate, just placement-wise and what it was, but nothing too crazy. It's more of like scale, like very, very large-scale stuff.
Yeah, I understand that. I think I see people. Like, I used to, growing up, like, I've always just had fascination with tattoos. And, like, you know, I always thought those people were cool. And, like, I think it's great to see the presentation of tattooed persons getting changed. You know, like, you know how people used to be like, you can't have your tattoos visible while you're working and stuff like that. Isn't that cool to see, like, the representation change?
Oh, 100%. Just because, man, they're still people. Some of the nicest and most, like, dedicated people I've ever met were extremely tattooed. I don't think it takes away from them as a person or their work ethic. They just want to be themselves, and I think people should have the opportunity to do that.
Bro, I think I'm like a big, like, testament whenever it comes to that, though, because, like, I just feel like a lot of people are in the mindset of judging a book by its cover, regardless if they say they don't. I feel like your brain automatically goes to that. Like a fight or flight instinct, you see a tattooed person coming up to you.
Absolutely.
It's like, oh, they're going to rob me. But I feel like that's slowly, and I feel like that's with, like, if I could say that, like, the older generation. That's just how things were.
Absolutely. I can say in my personal experience, especially like when I'm bald, because I've got my whole head tattooed and all that good jazz, it's mostly younger folks that have more of an issue than older folks. Like,
Really?
Older women love it. It's funny. I get questioned about it all the time.
Why is that? Is it because, like, you got to be like a pretty hardcore son of a gun to get your head tatted, or what?
I guess I'm not really sure. I didn't think my head was that bad, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
You just don't see it as often, or like I see more people with their face tattooed than like most of their head done. So I think it's assumptions more than anything.
Do you have any specific part of your body that you're like, I'm not tattooing?
Will not get my feet tattooed at all.
You're not a foot guy?
No, not at all. Feet gross me out. But my feet are really sensitive too. So.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
I'd rather get my armpits done again.
You've got both of them done, dog.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Jesus. I can't even imagine, dude. So you don't do any, like, numbing applications for these or not?
For me, no. I've never used it. I just still get straight up. Now, don't get me wrong. They hurt real bad.
Have you ever had any, was that one of your moments where, like, you, like, almost tapped out? Have you ever come close to tapping out, or no?
I have tapped out before. The Santa Claus on my leg, I tapped out. Now we've got like 2 sessions on it. We're about 14 hours deep or so on that one. And then I wanted to tap out on my scalp, but we made it through it. It was tough, but we did it.
So did your hair grow back different?
No, I was pretty gray-headed pretty early on, so it wasn't too bad.
I saw this kid on Reddit a couple days ago. His birthmark was blonde, and so he had like a part of his hair was like just blonde, even though he was like dark-headed. He was like brunette. And that's why I asked. I just didn't know. You imagine if your hair come back the same color as what you have on the top of your head?
That would be funny. That would be very funny.
Oh my God, dude.
My head would be multicolored at this point, though.
Come on. Rainbow-haired cutie, you know what's going down here on Creative Chaos, baby.
Baby boy, you know what I mean?
Come on. So if you had to give me an estimate of, like, how many people you've tattooed over your 13 years.
I would say the amount of people, probably 7,000. Tattoo-wise, I'd say probably 13 to 14,000 tattoos or so.
So yeah, I mean, I'm in the bulk of that probably more than most.
You definitely have. I've seen you a whole bunch. We spent a lot of time and a lot of pain together.
9 years, baby. They got a TV right over here. I was telling somebody a couple days ago. They were like, "Let's watch a TV show." They're like, I'm into some like. So they were like, "Let's watch a weird TV show." And I'll never forget. I was sitting in here. I think it was the day I got my Florence Pugh tattoo on my leg, and y'all put on Twin Peaks. And still to this day, that's one of the weirdest shows I've ever watched in my entire life.
And it's every time I watch it, it's just weird. It's very, very weird. So it's funny though.
They took like the show ended and they brought it back in 2020, right?
They sure did.
Yeah. I was like, this is not. See, whenever y'all first were like, it's Twin Peaks, I was like, they made a restaurant after this? And I realized that Twin Peaks was an innuendo for something else. And I was like, oh, okay, that doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. I never watched it before I worked in this building.
Last time I was in here, I was watching WWE. The whole
It was awesome.
I had my AirPods in, and I would mark out over here. I was like, oh, bro, Cody Rhodes just won the belt back from John Cena. Put on an all-timer. Have you ever tattooed, like, anybody like that's, like, well-known?
Let's see. Let me think back. I've tattooed a couple of baseball players. They were in some of the farm clubs in East Tennessee before they went up. I've met a lot of folks when I did security, so I've met a little bit of everybody. I've only tattooed very few.
So, security background, huh?
Sure did.
Tell me about that.
Worked for a company in East Tennessee. My dad still works for them. We were some of the first employees down there. We just worked like festivals, concerts, all that good jazz.
You was up in there in Bonneville, wasn't you?
Sure was.
Lord Jesus.
It was wild. There were some wild shows. Saw a lot of naked folks, a lot of people real drugged out.
I was telling, I had a senior session yesterday. I take senior photos a lot. And this mom, she was wearing a Rainbow Kitten Surprise shirt. And I was like, oh, they play Bonnaroo a ton. And she was like, have you ever been? I was like, girl, I've been a ton of times. And I'll never forget, you're talking about naked people. We were sitting down on the farm waiting for Paramore to come out. And I fell asleep for a little bit, and I woke up, and Logan's like, Hunter, look to your right. I go, okay. And I looked to my right, and I was like, okay. Girl completely naked, and you just like, you don't, there's not a lot you can say in that moment, so you just like shut up and go about your day, and that's just Bonnaroo in a nutshell.
It is, I'm sure it is.
That's Bonnaroo in a nutshell. You don't know what you're gonna see.
You're about to see some real interesting characters and some really interesting situations.
I've seen Sheryl Crow rollerblading down Main Street in Centeroo, and then my favorite story of all time is first year I went to Bonnaroo. I was walking back because I don't camp. I'm not camping. You can't make me do it. I'm not doing it.
Smart.
And I'm not doing it, bro. We stayed in Mont Hebel. It's not happening. And so we were walking back, and I saw Prince's Hot Chicken. They had a food truck out there. I was like, bro, I've never had it. I've only had Hattie B's. And so I grabbed the chicken, and I get some. I went for my friends. I was like, let me go over here to this barn. And I pull up to the barn. I start eating my chicken. Well, all of a sudden, these humongous security guards pull up, like 7 deep, and they're protecting this person. All of a sudden, I hear over some speakers, hey, y'all, it's time for karaoke, and our special guest tonight is, drumroll please, T-Pain. 2:30 in the morning, I'm eating hot chicken. Listen to T-Pain sing Wagon Wheel.
Hey, that's it right there.
Bonnaroo. Bonnaroo.
Living the dream.
What's your craziest security story?
Man, there's a bunch of them, but probably one of the wildest things that I saw. We had a guy get totally naked at a string cheese concert. It was at Bonnaroo. And
the string cheese incident?
yes.
Bro.
It's always somebody's gonna end up leaving in an ambulance no matter what. But this guy got totally naked. I can't remember exactly what he was on, but he was rolling pretty hard. Mm-hmm. And we watched this guy get naked and climb up like 25 feet of scaffolding lighting, and then climb back down to about 15 foot and jumped off of it.
Joking think he Jeff Hardy or something?
Yeah, just totally, and was totally cool. Popped straight back up. And then he went and peed on everybody and used the bathroom on himself. And watched the guy pick him up and pack him out like a briefcase. Big fella.
Bro, I don't, what do you do in that situation?
Oh, man, I just sat and watched. I didn't even do anything.
Bro, I bet.
I ain't that big, man. I'm still pretty small.
Man.
I'm short. I'm short and round. Built like a coffee can. Thanks.
Built like a coffee can. What up, what up, soldier folger? That's crazy, man.
Well, I'm built like a Cadillac. I'm built for comfort, not for speed.
Hey, I know that's right. Pookie. Come on.
That's right, baby.
Sweet. So, you got like about a 5.5 hour journey every time you come back every so often.
Every time. It just depends on traffic, too. It can drastically increase. The trip that I had coming down here this time was about 7.
Really? You're doing all that. Did you come back in like the later afternoon?
I started probably because the time there, it's Central and East time, so every time I come back here, I gain an hour. So I left home about 10 o'clock, so it was about 9 o'clock here, and I have to drive straight through Knoxville, straight through Nashville, but there was just a ton of road construction everywhere.
They're always doing something in Nashville, dog.
Always.
We went to we had an engagement session in DC this past weekend, and then we flew back home, and they were doing road construction just past Jolton, coming back from Nashville and stuff like that. I'm just like, do they just constantly redo the roads so they can keep their budget and stuff like that, or like what's the deal with all this?
I would assume so, man, because they're always doing something.
Always doing construction, bro.
No matter what.
And 24 is already a hellscape anyways. You're risking your life going and coming.
Absolutely. I try to come during the middle of the day so it's not as brutal.
Because they do construction at night. I will give them that. They're pretty good about that. But it's just, it's just so overwhelming, dude, you know. Logan, she's a passenger princess. I love that about her. But here recently, she's been like, I'll drive more. I was like, please. Please. I drive so much, my tailbone hurts when I sit for too long. And it's just one of the things that she won't do is she won't drive to Nashville. She's not doing it. She's not doing it. But what's some common misconceptions about Eastern Tennessee and like, would you consider that Appalachia?
It is in Appalachia. I guess it's really more of like, it's a small town or not super cultured or anything like that. But Johnson City's a pretty big city. It's kind of like Clarksville without the military base. We got a college, all that good jazz. Very eclectic mix of people. Now you start going out in the surrounding counties, it does start getting. It can get pretty weird. There still are, there's a pretty big drug problem over that way when you get out, like way out in the county and way out in the holler. But generally, man, everybody's really nice. You have a couple of troublemakers here and there, but generally everybody's...
Everywhere has that, though.
It sure is. It sure is.
I feel like a lot of people, they just... Well, I mean, it's just with the South, though, as well. people, it's just like, whenever I am in like Los Angeles and stuff like that, and people, they hear my accent, they get to talking to me and everything, they just immediately go, "Oh, KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken." I'm like, "Yep, that's it."
That's it.
But I feel like whenever you're at Appalachia, you constantly, well, my mind immediately goes to this TikTok account where this guy from London, he met this family that lived in the mountains of Appalachia, and they were like, so, I don't want to say like inbred, but they were, because they're more than that, they're human beings. But one of these guys, he's like barking like a dog, and he's just the coolest cat there ever was. Have you ever run into anybody over there like that?
I haven't run into anybody personally. Now, I have met somebody that was inbred. That's a real crazy story that happened at the first shop that I worked at. His name was Buddy. Shout out, Buddy. He's crazy.
What up, buddy?
He's absolutely insane. But that's the only person that I've ever met that was inbred, but he did not bark at anybody, but he was a wild card for sure.
Getting active. He's like, I ain't even on nothing right now.
We watched that dude go to prison twice.
Yeah.
He came in getting tattooed and told us that he was on the meth real bad. Just
on the meth.
On the meth.
Not just meth.
Yeah, he's
the meth.
On the meth real bad.
Walter White certified.
Yeah, that old Buddy was crazy. Buddy was crazy.
Code tweaking. That's a nose, man.
We also watched him make out with his mom in the lobby.
You were like,
true story. There's multiple witnesses.
I need an adult for this, please. Help me, please. I would be petrified. That's just something you don't hear about every day.
We did not know it was mom until we were just like, "Oh, is that your wife?" And he was like, "No, that's my mama."
So was Buddy getting like inked up and stuff, or what?
He did. He got a portrait of our boss tattooed on his leg.
Why?
He said he loved our boss more than he loved his own brother, and he meant it.
Who's your boss?
There's a guy named Justin Page. One point in time, real good. Kind of fell off, had some issues. I won't really get into that just because it's some pretty wild stuff. We'll just say it took a pretty hard turn there for a little bit.
Yeah. And so Buddy was a real big fan of this cat, huh?
He was. He got a portrait of Justin, and watched this dude like threaten to kill another person, or unalive another person for talking smack about him in front of everybody.
It's just, I don't know. I think the chutzpah you have to do that. You also have to have some kind of like mental differential going on to just be able to do that in public, you know.
Yeah, it was wild, because it was just so like he was just so out there. Like anytime he came, we had to shut the shop down. Like we could not allow him around other people. If that gives you an idea of like what kind of human being this was.
Man, so I guess you've tattooed some questionable people, I guess.
We've seen people from what would be considered the Christian militia. We've had people like that. People from different walks of life.
There he is.
The Buddy.
There he is.
Baby.
The man himself. Tyler, come make an appearance on the pod.
Baby boy Trilla.
What's up?
What's up, fella?
Hey, y'all, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr.
Yes,
Tyler
sir.
Pritchett,
Yes, sir.
making an appearance on the pod.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, that's something good.
Nice, man. We were just talking about Buddy.
Oh, God.
This man is a witness to what I just said.
We should write a book about all of the experiences we've had with people over the years.
Bro, you should.
What buddy tale were you telling?
We watched him kiss his mom
Yes.
in the lobby, straight up.
Yes, we were upstairs. The shop we were in was a bi-level. You know, like there was an upstairs private studio and a downstairs, and So from the upstairs, there was a balcony, like a deck, where you could hang out.
Yeah.
And you could see the parking lot. You could
Yeah.
see the mall parking lot. And we watched this guy get dropped off. And we watched him have a passionate mouth kiss with, I mean, like
my husband
hand on the
returned
back
from war
of the
type
head,
smooch, right?
like, you know, I love you, you know, like, not the type of kiss you would give someone that you're related to.
I ain't doing that now.
And we didn't know him that well at the time, and so he came in, you know, he's getting tattooed, and one of the guys was like, you know, is your girl coming back to pick you up or whatever? And he was like, oh, that's my mom. And so we were all just kind of left with that. But then when we met his mom full on rocked like the Joe Dirt wig hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it looked like a wig, but it was not.
Oh,
It was
mama.
just full on bouffanted out, like, you know. But yeah, no, that's one buddy tale. You know,
Man,
it's also the
I need to write a
same.
book.
The,
I need to write you a book.
it's the
you
same
doing
guy who used to tell us about, you know,
being
just
on the myth.
craziness. Yeah. I'm doing a bunch of Kentucky Goblins today.
Really?
I have a set
What's
of
that?
3 of them that I'm doing. They start at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little group of people.
What is
Goblin
it?
Cons this weekend.
Oh,
so
okay. Shout out
everybody's-
Goblin Con.
Yeah. Shout out to Goblin Con.
Shout out Kelly Green Man.
A lot of people don't realize, you know, we have a fun history of, I don't know, some people say extraterrestrials. I think they're more cave people. But
Yeah, cave people. I tell you what, I was working at Starbucks a couple of years ago, and me and my old boy Tom. Shout out Mr. Thomas James. I love you. That's my granddaddy, bro.
Nice.
Practically, not really. He's my favorite regular that would ever come through Starbucks. And he come up to me one day. He was like, "Hunter, look at this." And I looked through the trees, and it's like 7 or 8 people living behind Office Max. And it was like a homeless encampment.
It's still
And
there.
like shout out to them people. You got to do what you got to do in times of roughness and stuff like that. But these folk was coming in here trying to swindle me. They were like, "Hey, can I get a Trenta cup of water? We'll come back, do it again." I was like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You hitting the bong at that thing.
Uh-huh.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. And I'm all for taking advantage of corporate America, but like, dog,
Not on my dime.
not on my dime. Know what I'm saying? But
Now we have they're still over there. We get a few that kind of come out this way. There's one gentleman that's really nice, but all he uses is the Rent-A-Center's outside outlet.
man,
Charge his phone.
I tell you what I'd like to do is I'd like to get a bunch of those stickers that look like power outlets.
Yes.
Start putting them in place.
Yes.
See what I could do.
Oh, you cause some turmoil for sure.
It'd be like Johnson City when they glued quarters on the
Yeah.
sidewalk outside.
Hey, that backfired though. I don't remember who had that idea. It was maybe Holden or somebody. But anyways, they were like, let's super glue a bunch of change out here, you know, because they were Johnson City. Hopkinsville, unfortunately, has a little bit of a homeless population, but Johnson City, it was gnarly. Yeah, but yeah, one of the guys thought to glue down a bunch of change, and it was there maybe a day, and one of the dudes came by and was just like, "Oh, pocket knife," and then just pried them out and took
Whenever
off with
you
them.
want a quarter, you gonna figure
Oh
out how
yeah,
to get it.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Now you'll you know, means you'll figure it out if you need to get something like that. You know, especially if change could change your life.
Well, if I'm ever in a state where change would change my life, I'm gonna figure out how to get it.
That's for sure.
I'm gonna give me some goo gone. I'm gonna keep that thing on me. You know what I'm saying?
That thing on.
Good Lord.
Oh, it's great. How long you guys been at it?
No, not too long. Probably, 30 minutes or so?
Yeah, I'm drilling. I'm also getting another thing today. It's not gonna be on the podcast, but I'm getting Big Yoshi.
Oh, like Fat Yoshi?
Fat Yoshi.
I love it. I love
And
it.
Mario RPG.
That's awesome.
Big body for life.
Big body bends. Yeah, I used to be dusty. Dude, it's just one of them things. I've gotten to the point now with my tattoos where I don't really just like think about it. I'm just like, oh, it looks cool.
Just get things that you like.
Yeah, like Shy Guy is what we're getting right now. If you haven't figured out, I'm getting Shy Guy from Super Mario Brothers.
I'll be right back. I'm
Hey, dog, do what you gotta do.
on, man?
What's up?
Brother, you all right?
Sipo. We'll knock it out. I don't know if we'll knock it out in the whole pod, but we'll try our best.
Oh, we ain't got much left.
Are you coloring that or what?
Oh, yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm like halfway through the color.
Come on now, dog. It always irritates me when I can't see what's being tattooed on it.
Just the total unknown, man.
The total unknown.
I can do it.
Total unknown. Okay. We were just talking about goblins and aliens. Have you ever had any interaction with what is it called? The third kind? What's the nickname for it?
I think the third kind, like the fourth kind, I think is where people get abducted. The third kind is seeing stuff like close up, I think.
Okay.
Alien wise, no. I've seen some weird lights here and there.
Yeah.
I say that, but like actively like rolling up on something, no.
I've been meaning to tell this story on a podcast for a very long time. This is the perfect opportunity to do that. But, Hopkinsville has Western State. And I had my childhood friend. We remained friends all the way up until my later teenage years. I'll never forget. He lived in Fairview, Kentucky. And I had to go pick him up. He did not have a vehicle. I went to go pick him up in Fairview. Coming back the night, and we were right by Western State, and we were turning on the Eagle Way bypass. I saw and I saw this with my own two eyeballs. Mm-hmm. I saw this Joker wrapped up in Christmas lights on the side of the road. Not my friend, but a random person.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, "What you doing there, partner? Like, what's up, twin? What's going on?" And instead of stopping and checking it out, you know what I did? I did what any sensible person would do. I floored it.
Left.
I ain't staying in there, bro. Scooby-Doo would have loved to hang out with your boy because I'm gone. I'm gone. And still, I have the mental picture in my head. And I just, I never understood why kids would pull out their phones whenever something crazy would happen. But now I get it because I'm like, dude, I wish I had that on camera because nobody believes me.
It's like every scary movie, man. When I first thought, if something like that happens to me, I'm leaving.
I'm gone.
100%.
If Art the Clown coming near you, boy,
Oh, yeah.
see you. I won't do haunted houses.
I can't do haunted houses.
You gonna try to fight somebody, boy.
Man, I have hit somebody.
Go fight out a dog. So you don't do those at all?
No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
The last one I went with my sister and my brother-in-law. No bueno.
I ain't doing that. I put myself in harm's way. Because I have a real hard time deciphering whether people are serious and I know you get what you sign up for, but you just never know what's going to happen, People just might be taking it too for real.
Yeah, no haunted houses for me. What
You
about
do
you,
haunted-
Ernest?
No, I do haunted houses, man. I don't like to be paid. I don't know. I don't really get scared at them, you know. And I don't know. I feel silly when I go through them. And my kids are kind of. I've grown up with my kids watching horror movies, and so they're kind of over it also. Like I'm like, well, we're going to haunted house. We were like,
I ain't doing that Joker. I ain't doing that Joker. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Bro, God, I don't know. Dude, I appreciate having you on the pod today.
It has been an absolute pleasure. I always enjoy seeing you.
I get a tattoo just so I can see Drew. That's just how it is.
It just makes my heart sing so much. I feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Bro, literally, there are a handful of people in my life that I hold to as high of a caliber as I do Drew Godsey. That is just it's a fact. You can ask anybody. This right here is top tier son of a gun.
That's right.
This man,
I appreciate y'all. We've been family. We're gonna stay family.
I swear.
I'll call you and be like, oh my gosh, it's the love of my life.
Yeah, we got Mr. Honk Chew over here.
All true, that's right.
Honk Chew, Versace Hang Down. Dude, well, you got anything coming up? You got anything interested in your life you want to tell people about?
Gonna do a couple of tattoo conventions next year. You know, just stay busy, keep tattooing. Gonna try to do an art show next year, so that'll be pretty cool. I haven't done an art show in a long time, so pretty excited about that. You know, just live life, man. Enjoy every day that you can.
Well, you definitely you got it, man. You just out here tattooing, cutting up, doing your thing.
Living life, baby. Don't take life so serious. Have a little bit of fun.
Literally, get Shy Guy tattooed on.
That's right.
My goodness. So, something that I really want to know before we hop off of here, tell me about the different types of tattoo guns. Like, I see those real thick guns and, like, the needles that will do, like, blackouts and stuff like that. Tell me about those. Like, break it down for somebody who doesn't know.
Let's say, so there's two basic types of tattoo machines. So you've got coils, which is what most people would consider like old school. And then you've got rotaries. So what you see most younger tattooers or just people in general tattooing with now. Coils are ran off of magnetism. They have an armature bar, spring, contact point. So each one of them runs differently. They all have a very specific purpose. And you use standard needle bars on that. So you can have literally anything, mags, liners, all anything like that. And then rotaries are just ran off of a little motor that's just placed right up here. Some use standard needles, most use little cartridges, kind of like these. And you can just flip back and forth in between. And it just depends. Most people are taught on rotaries now versus coils. I was taught on coils, so I use a variation of both. I still use a lot of coils along with rotaries, just depending on what I'm doing. And it just depends on the person, how they were taught, what they're really comfortable with, all that good jazz.
So whenever we're talking about like the number of needles, like the slang in the tattoo world is just calling them by their numbers, right?
Yeah, so they'll have like let's say if you have like a 17 mag, so it's 17 needles. They're double stacked, so you have one row on top of each other, and they're always uneven because when they're set interwoven on top of each other, so every area is covered.
Good Lord. What's the biggest you've ever done, like, hit with, like, mag-wise?
The biggest mag that I've ever been tattooed with was probably a 23 mag.
Oh, Jesus. And 23 hasn't had 23 needles in it.
23 needles in it. I generally think that, like, the bigger the needle, generally the less it hurts.
Really?
Just because it dissipates it on your skin, so it's not as direct.
So that's why line work hurts so bad.
Yeah, so it's kind of like getting cut versus kind of like getting just brushed on.
Okay.
Now the biggest mag generally that you see people use nowadays is like 123.
What is that?
It's like a skin shovel pretty much. See a lot of blackout done with it. A lot of like background work. Because it generally heals kind of soft. So the general rule of thumb, the bigger the needle, the softer it's going to heal for the most part when it comes to fading.
So for instance, maybe like this Joker right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you did it. I'm like, well, I'm trying to be like, yeah, you did one. You did all these, dog.
Yeah. Because it's about the biggest I use anymore. I'll use a 21 every now and again, but it's a pretty rare occasion.
What do you use it for line work?
So depending on the piece, I'll do like a Type 5, a 9 round. I'll use some like 14 bowls every now and again. Just depending on where it is, what it is, what kind of like aesthetic that I'm really going for. So 14 is about the biggest I use. I don't use it very often. Use a lot of 9s, a lot of 5s.
Is there any learning curve from like just regular drawing to tattooing?
There is, because you're tattooing when you're tattooing, you're working on a living surface, and it's also curved, so it's not flat. You have to take their skin into account, like their muscle structure.
Shoot, baby, you know I'm curved.
Yeah, me too, baby. Me too.
I'm on. Yeah.
But it just,
Crazy.
but like you just have to be aware that what you're actually working on can move at any given time if somebody has a twitch or anything like that. So you have to be like mindful of that.
Hey, whenever you go on chew over here tattooing, you ain't moving.
I'll hold you down.
My man, hold me.
I'll hold you down. I'll hold you
I.e.,
down.
whenever you were tattooing my hand, I was like, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I can't do nothing about it.
I use my weight accordingly. If I
Well, I tell people all the time. They're like, "How was that?" I was like, "Do you know Drew?" They're like, "Drew godsey." I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "He did that," and they were like, "Oh, you was still." I said, "Big time.
big fella.
You wasn't going nowhere." But
All day, every day.
oh, how's it broken?
We're done.
We're done.
Done.
Holy crap! Whole tattoo on the pie, baby.
Whole tattoo on the pod.
Well, dude,
Let's see it.
we're done. Just at the end of the pod, coincidentally enough. Stick a fork in me, we're done.
Nice.
We had this 360 camera going the whole time, too.
Hey, nice. That's
Holy
awesome. So it's
crap.
caught the whole thing. That's great.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't wait to see it.
Dude, well, hey, my name's Hunter Ezell. This is Drew Godsey.
Yes, sir.
And this is my dog, Mr. Tyler Pritchett. We're here at Regeneration Tattoo Gallery in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. You need to get inked. I'm a human art gallery for these boys. I tell you every episode, put your best foot forward, love yourself, make something of yourself. Drew said it earlier, have fun, take life not so serious. We'll see you next time, all right?
Absolutely. Love y'all.